This week, I wanted to talk about a specific I word that we all need to create a new habit and make a lifestyle change. If you've listened to the other videos and you know my philosophy, and this is backed by research, we need to make small changes that we can sustain for a lifetime. We cannot look at these changes as something temporary because you're only going to get temporary results. You might talk to someone who went on some diet and lost all this weight, but chances are that same person gained it all back and then some because they're only changing what's on the surface. They're not looking deeper as far as what created those habits, how to change those habits to make them stick. So one big thing is the I word I'm going to talk about today, and that's identity. Truly changing your habits and behavior needs to come with changing your identity. You need to change who you are. For example, if you're someone who's typically pretty sedentary, you don't do very much activity, that has become part of who you are. What you need to do is make changes to become someone who is active. Example, James Clear in his book, Atomic Habits. He had someone who wanted to change and get to the gym more often, go to the gym every day for 5 minutes. You might say 5 minutes, that's not going to make a huge change. It's absolutely not going to make a huge change as far as health yet, but we're doing the long game here, right? We want lifestyle, we want lifetime, we want something we can stick with. What you're doing by doing that, those 5 minutes every day, is you're changing your identity. That person is now someone who puts themselves first, who puts fitness first, who is an active person living an active lifestyle. Say you're terrible at mindfulness and you're just all over the place and you're anxious and you can't be calm. You've developed that as your identity, and you might actually fall back on that a lot of times. Well, I don't do this because I'm anxious, or I can't do this because I'm anxious. And pay attention now. You might notice now that you fall back on that identity, whatever that may be, a lot more than you think. So how can you change to make that new identity? So if that is a person that is you, sometimes it's faking it till you make it. You have to tell yourself, and you have to start doing the habits that you don't typically do. And baby steps, right? We're not going to go into a 30-minute meditation every day to be mindful. We're going to start even just laying out your mat, getting ready, getting into place. That's your baby step. That's your baby step. The idea is implementing it, making a habit that you can stick with. You want to eat healthier. You have to think about your identity. Are you someone who comes home and eats all the chips and crackers? Are you someone who comes home and reaches for that fruit or does a different activity instead? So think about how you can change your identity. If you need help, guidance, I'm always here, I'm always listening, and I would be more than happy to help you change your identity. Until next time.